Today we're going to talk about my Efficionado series, and the topic today is the sexiness of efficiency. Over the last 15-20 years, I was greatly inspired by a man named Taiichi Ohno. And you probably never heard of him. Taiichi Ohno was the inventor of the Toyota production system. And if you don't know anything about the Toyota production system, let me tell you that they've kind of disguised it in different words. Lean manufacturing, just-in-time manufacturing, just-in-time purchasing, okay? Lean startup, lean marketing, anything lean on it, the lean enterprise, you name it. Basically what people have done is they studied Taiichi Ohno and his principles, and they kind of dressed them up, modernized it, but in reality, Taiichi Ohno is one of the true business revolutionaries, and what he created was something that's phenomenal. He developed a different framework of thinking about business in any function, and what he was relentless about was eliminating waste. And so ever since I started studying Taiichi Ohno, this is way before any of the lean enterprise, lean startup craze, because efficiency to me is very, very sexy. And the reason is, at least from a startup perspective or growing business perspective, is that it increases the speed of the startup. So if you're more efficient in every part of your process, obviously your speed, your response, your agility towards a customer increases. But one of the other things that is a derivative of that is that you're using less cash. So Taiichi Ohno was relentless about eliminating, for instance in manufacturing, he was relentless about eliminating inventory between the processes, because how he saw it was just complete waste. So when you make these processes more efficient, you require less money, and that's very sexy for me in terms of a startup or growing business, because the less money you use, okay, the less requirement for external financing. And so it's one of those things, as a startup you need money, but if you're more efficient, then you have a requirement to attract less money, and so your dilution effects for your founding team and your startups is a lot lower. The other component is that when you need less money, then you have a lot more options. So I write about this thing in Entrepreneur Myths, the Startup Reality, and one of the quotes I use is that if cash is king, cash flow is the queen. And the queen, the cash flow queen, loves efficiency, because when you have efficiency, you lower your cost of operating business. And the reason is really simple. When you have cash, in terms of your startup, even if you're very well funded by venture capitalist firms, is that when you have more cash, you can afford to do incremental innovation and what I call disruptive innovation. And so now you can experiment. You have the cash that you would have used because you are inefficient in some process. Maybe you purchased too much inventory, when if you apply just-in-time purchasing, you would have had a less of a capital requirement. And so using that freed cash, because the cash flow queen loves it, now you're able to apply it to innovation. Now you're able to do it more, and it becomes like a circle between efficiency and innovation. The more efficient you become, the more cash you have. The more cash you have, the more you can use it towards innovation. The more you can use the capital for innovation, now you can experiment in terms of disruptive innovation and incremental innovation. So it kind of becomes it's not a zero-sum game here, it's a sum plus game, where you continue to use inefficiencies and efficiencies of your business, or actually extracting the inefficiencies out of your business, and you use it to springboard into more innovation. In summary, the more efficient you are, the more money you have, the higher the opportunity to innovate. And now this is where the cool part about inefficiency comes into play. When you reduce the inefficiency, you're more efficient. So all the processes and frameworks that you've learned, and in terms of applying it to making your company or process or function more efficient, now you can apply it also to innovation. So now you can innovate quicker, faster, cheaper.